Imagine waking up every morning feeling completely free. Free in your body, free in your mind, and yes, free in your finances. Now I want you to really picture this. What would it feel like to literally hold a lot of cash in your hands? Feels powerful, doesn't it? But here's the secret that most people miss. That feeling of abundance isn't just about money. It's about energy. It's about health. It's about the life force flowing through you. You see, the same law that allows money to flow into your life effortlessly is the same law that allows your body to thrive, your energy to soar, and your fitness to skyrocket. When you hold abundance in your mind, it manifests everywhere, in your workouts, in your nutrition, in every cell of your body. Picture yourself walking into your day, strong, vibrant, unstoppable, knowing that just like holding that stack of cash, you are holding the power to create the life you desire. And here's the magic part. It doesn't matter where you are starting from. You can be struggling with your energy, your weight, your confidence, and still, in this very moment, claim the feeling of having it all. Say it silently with me. I am abundant. I am vibrant. I am overflowing with life, health, and prosperity. Notice how your body responds? That's the law at work. The universe, your body, your energy system, they respond to the image you carry in your mind. So today, I want you to start practicing this simple but powerful act. Hold your abundance. Close your eyes, feel it, breathe it in, see it clearly, just like holding a thick stack of cash in your hands. Feel the weight of it, the energy of it. And as you move through your day, let that feeling guide your choices. What you eat, how you move, how you treat yourself. Your body responds to the energy you carry more than any workout or diet ever could. Remember, health and wealth are not separate. They are partners in the dance of life. The stronger your belief in your own abundance, the stronger your body becomes. The more you allow prosperity to flow, the more effortlessly you attract vibrant energy, vitality, and strength. So right now, make that choice to hold abundance, to hold health, to hold the life you've always dreamed of. Start small if you must, but hold it with conviction and watch how your world transforms, because as Florence Scovel Shinn always reminds us, the universe obeys the law of your mind. Abundance begins with the energy you choose to hold, and this truth reaches deeper than most people ever realize. Before anything shows up in your life, before your body changes, before your habits shift, before opportunities appear, there is always an energetic beginning. It's the quiet, invisible space where your thoughts, emotions, and expectations gather, shaping the physical reality that follows. When you decide to hold the energy of abundance, you aren't just fantasizing or wishing. You are stepping into a vibrational state that influences every part of your day, every choice you make, and every signal your body receives. Most people think abundance is something you chase, something that comes later, something you earn after enough effort or discipline. But real abundance begins much earlier. It begins when you choose to feel it. It begins when you let your mind rest in a place of fullness instead of lack. It begins when you walk into your morning as if life is already supporting you, as if your body is already thriving, as if everything you desire is already within reach. This shift in energy is subtle but powerful. It changes the way you see yourself, the way you move, the way you react, the way you breathe. When you hold the energy of abundance, you aren't pretending that everything is perfect. You're simply deciding which frequency you will align with. Lack tells you that you don't have enough time, enough discipline, enough health, enough resources. Abundance reminds you that you are connected to a limitless source of renewal, strength, and opportunity. Lack makes you grasp and worry. Abundance makes you open and receptive. The difference between the two is not found in your circumstances, but in the energy you choose to rest in. Think about how your body responds when you feel stressed, worried, or drained. Your breath tightens, your muscles tense, your thoughts scatter, and your motivation sinks. Now compare that to the feeling of abundance, that sensation of calm fullness, of possibility, of inner richness. Your breath deepens, your posture lifts, your mind clears, and suddenly the choices that support your well-being feel easier. The body responds instantly to the energy you hold, because the body listens to the mind long before it listens to the mirror, the scale, or any fitness plan. This is why the inner shift is always the first shift. Holding abundance is an active practice. It means noticing when your thoughts drift into fear, scarcity, or self-doubt, and gently guiding them back to a state of trust. It means speaking to yourself with the assumption that good things are unfolding. It means treating your body as though it is already capable of change, already responsive, already aligned with your goals. Abundance is not lazy optimism. It is a deliberate tuning of your internal frequency. And just like tuning an instrument, it requires attention, repetition, and intention. You can feel the difference almost immediately. When you hold abundant energy, your actions flow more smoothly. You choose foods that nourish you because you feel worthy of nourishment. You move your body because movement feels like a gift, not a chore. You rest when you need to, because rest no longer feels like falling behind. You speak more kindly to yourself, because abundance removes the pressure of perfection and replaces it with the certainty of growth. As you continue holding this energy, something interesting happens. Your identity begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to become healthy and start seeing yourself as someone who already claims health. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to build discipline and start seeing yourself as someone who naturally follows through. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to create abundance and start seeing yourself as someone who already carries it. Identity shapes behavior, and behavior shapes results. But identity begins with energy, with the state you choose to inhabit before anything else. There's a reason Florence Scovel Shinn spoke so much about the power of feeling. She understood that the universe mirrors the energy you consistently hold. When you hold abundance, life begins to echo it back to you. You notice opportunities you once overlooked. You take steps that once felt overwhelming. You attract people, experiences, and ideas that harmonize with the fullness you're cultivating inside. Nothing mystical, nothing forced. It's simply alignment. What you hold, you become. What you become, you attract. Even in moments when things don't seem to be going your way, holding abundant energy protects your inner state. Instead of spiraling into frustration or defeat, you stay anchored. You trust the timing. You continue showing up. You continue taking care of your body, not from desperation but from devotion. This consistency compounds because abundance is not a single moment, but an ongoing vibration. It's not something you visit, it's something you inhabit. And the beautiful thing is that abundance doesn't demand perfection. You don't need to feel overflowing every second of the day. All you need is the willingness to return to that energy whenever you drift away, to breathe, to center yourself, to remind your mind that you are choosing fullness over fear. In time, this becomes natural, almost instinctive. You wake up and reconnect with it. You move through your day and reinforce it. You end your night feeling more grounded in it than you were before. The energy you choose to hold becomes the foundation from which you build everything else. Your health, your mindset, your habits, your confidence, your outcomes. It becomes the lens through which you see your potential and the fuel that carries you through every challenge. This is why abundance must begin as energy before it becomes anything else in your life. Your body mirrors the beliefs you carry, and this truth is woven into every breath you take, every movement you make, every decision that shapes your day. Long before your body changes on the outside, it responds to what you believe on the inside. It listens closely. It takes instructions not from your willpower alone, but from the quiet convictions you hold about who you are, what you deserve, and what you are capable of becoming. The body is always in communication with the mind, and the mind is always sculpting the body through its expectations, its stories, and its repeated internal dialogue. When you believe you are strong, the body begins to organize itself around strength. Your posture shifts, your energy deepens, your motivation rises, and your choices naturally align with that belief. When you believe you are weak, or inconsistent, or not the type of person who stays fit, your body receives those messages as well. It contracts, it hesitates, It stops trusting your goals because the voice inside you is sending mixed signals. Belief is not just an idea, it is an instruction. And your body follows it with remarkable loyalty. Beliefs show up physically, even when you aren't aware of them. If you believe that change is hard, your body will feel heavier, slower, resistant. If you believe that you're always struggling with energy, your body will adopt that tone and make fatigue feel familiar. If you believe that health requires suffering or deprivation, your body will brace for battle every time you try to improve. But when you carry beliefs of ease, possibility, vitality, and capability, your body softens, opens, and begins to cooperate. It becomes a partner instead of a battlefield. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that your word is your wand, but so are your beliefs, the silent words you repeat to yourself over and over. These beliefs settle into your nervous system and shape your habits long before you consciously choose them. You may think you're making decisions from logic or discipline, but most choices begin with your identity, and identity is formed by belief. A person who believes they are athletic moves differently from someone who believes they aren't. A person who believes they are worthy of good health eats differently, rests differently, and speaks to themselves differently than someone who believes they are always falling short. The mirror reflects your body, but your body reflects your beliefs. That's why two people can follow the exact same routine and have totally different experiences. One is fueled by self-trust and expectation of progress, and their body responds quickly. The other is weighed down by doubt and self-criticism, and their body tenses, resists, or stalls. It's not fate, and it's not luck. It's belief translating itself into action, consistency, and physiological response. Think about the times when you've said things like, "I'm just not disciplined," or "I always quit," or "my metabolism is slow," or "I don't have good genetics." These statements feel small, but your body hears them as commands. They shape your energy, your willingness, your endurance. They become prophecies that fulfill themselves not because they're true, but because they're believed. When you shift the belief, the prophecy changes. When you change the prophecy, the outcome shifts with it. Your body isn't fighting you, it's following you. It follows the emotional tone you carry throughout the day. It follows the vision you hold for yourself. It follows the feeling you have about your own potential. When you carry beliefs that uplift you, your body responds with openness and vitality. When you carry beliefs that weigh you down, your body collapses under the emotional weight long before any physical weight matters. The body is loyal, but it needs the right guide. Start noticing how your beliefs speak through your body language. When you think you're failing, your shoulders drop. When you think you're capable, your chest opens. When you believe you're running out of time, your breath shortens. When you believe you're growing stronger, your breath deepens. The body reacts in real time to the beliefs you hold, almost instantly. This is why self-awareness becomes such a powerful tool. You can feel your beliefs before you even verbalize them. As you move through your day, your body reflects what you expect of it. If you believe you're too tired to work out, your body amplifies the tiredness. If you believe that a short workout can energize you, your body begins to shift toward that possibility. If you believe that nourishing foods support you, your cravings begin to match that belief. If you believe you don't deserve to feel good, your body will make decisions that echo that sense of unworthiness. Belief shapes biology. This isn't abstract or poetic. It has been demonstrated repeatedly in science. The placebo effect is evidence that belief alone can trigger real chemical, emotional, and physical changes. But you don't need a medical study to understand it. You've felt it in your own life. When you're hopeful, your body feels lighter. When you're discouraged, your body feels heavier. When you believe something good is coming, your energy sharpens. When you believe something is impossible, your energy drains before you even try. The most powerful thing you can do for your body is to tell it a new story, and believe that story long enough for the body to trust it. You don't have to convince yourself instantly. You just have to introduce a new belief, gently, consistently, until it becomes familiar. Tell your body, "I am becoming stronger." Tell your body, "I am learning to take care of you." Tell your body, "We are moving forward." Over time, the body will adjust itself to match the belief. That is its nature. It receives your thoughts as instructions, and it carries them out in the best way it can. Your body wants to heal, wants to strengthen, wants to grow, wants to align with you. It thrives on clarity. When you believe in your own transformation, your body feels that belief and begins responding immediately, even before any visible results emerge. The body doesn't wait for the mirror, it responds to the message, and the message begins with belief. Health and wealth flow through the same mental channels, and once you understand this, everything in your life begins to make sense in a new way. The mind doesn't separate categories the way people do. It doesn't treat your physical well-being as one department and your financial well-being as another. Instead, it responds to your overall state of belief, emotion, and expectation. The same inner patterns that determine how you care for your body also influence how you attract prosperity. The same energy that lifts your confidence in fitness lifts your confidence in your finances. The same sense of abundance that makes you feel worthy of health makes you feel worthy of success. These channels are not separate rivers. They are one stream of consciousness, flowing through everything you touch, everything you decide, everything you allow. When you carry a mindset of lack, it spreads into all areas of your life. Lack does not confine itself to money problems or health struggles. It becomes a lens that colors your entire experience. If you believe that nothing in life comes easily, then both your progress in fitness and your progress in finances will feel like uphill battles. If you believe you always fall short, or that good things are for other people, that belief will show up in your body as stagnation and in your bank account as limitation. Lack is not about how much you have. It is about the energy of not enough that you continuously send out, and the universe echoes whatever you send. But abundance works the same way. When you feel abundant, when you believe in possibility, when you hold yourself with confidence, when you expect good things to unfold, that state begins to influence everything. Abundance softens the edges around fear. It opens you to better choices. It helps you see solutions you would have overlooked. It lifts your energy so that your body responds more powerfully to movement, nutrition, and self-care. It strengthens your presence, so you show up in life with more clarity and courage, which naturally attracts financial opportunities as well. Abundance is not about money itself. It is about the energy that allows well-being to flow into your life without resistance. Florence Scovel Shinn often emphasized that thought is a spiritual force, and that force directs the channels through which your good arrives. If your thoughts are aligned with health, you begin behaving in ways that support your physical vitality. If your thoughts are aligned with wealth, you begin noticing doors that were always there but invisible to you before. The powerful realization is that these thought patterns do not operate independently. A person who feels abundant in one area often feels abundant in others because the underlying energy is the same. A person who feels confident in caring for their body often finds it easier to make empowering financial decisions because the mental channel of self-trust is open. Think about how you feel on days when your body feels good, when your breath is steady, when you've given yourself the gift of movement or nourishing food. A sense of empowerment rises. Your mind becomes clearer. You feel more capable, more proactive, more grounded. In that state, you make better decisions about everything: your work, your money, your goals, your boundaries. Now think about days when you feel sluggish, disconnected, or discouraged about your health. It becomes harder to think creatively. It becomes harder to feel deserving. It becomes harder to step into opportunities. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. When your body is cared for, the channel for flow opens wider. You feel alive, and life responds. When your finances are in harmony, your stress levels drop, and your body can heal more easily because you're not constantly signaling survival mode. Both areas feed each other because the mind organizes them under the same emotional umbrella. When you feel safe, supported, and abundant, your nervous system relaxes and allows growth on all levels. When you feel unsafe, anxious, or deprived, your nervous system contracts and blocks progress on all levels. This is why discipline alone is never enough. You can push yourself in the gym, force yourself into strict routines, pressure yourself through financial goals, and still end up feeling stuck. Because if the underlying mental channel is vibrating with lack, fear, or unworthiness, you're trying to row against the current. But when the mental channel is aligned with abundance, your actions become supported rather than strained. You naturally gravitate toward habits that nourish you. You intuitively make decisions that elevate you. You act from a place of clarity rather than desperation. The belief that health is difficult often mirrors the belief that money is difficult. The belief that you're not good enough physically often mirrors the belief that you're not good enough financially. The belief that you can't change your body often mirrors the belief that you can't change your circumstances. These beliefs share the same root. Change the root, and both trees begin to grow differently. Imagine someone who believes they are deserving of a vibrant, healthy life. That belief influences the food they choose, the sleep they prioritize, the way they talk to themselves, the boundaries they set, and the respect they hold for their own well-being. Now imagine that same person carries the belief that they are deserving of abundance. Suddenly, they no longer sabotage financial opportunities. They no longer shrink from possibilities. They no longer operate from fear. The energy is the same, the expression simply shows up in different areas of life. And the reverse is also true. People who work on their money mindset often notice that their health improves because they begin valuing themselves more deeply. They begin acting in alignment with someone who deserves good things. They start moving their body not from punishment, but from appreciation. They start nourishing themselves because they feel worthy of nourishment. Again, same mental channel, different expressions. The law is simple. Whatever mental channel you choose becomes the path through which everything in your life flows. If you choose scarcity, scarcity flows. If you choose abundance, abundance flows. If you choose self-confidence, self-confidence appears everywhere. If you choose fear, fear follows you into every category. The body and bank account respond to the same internal climate. Shift the climate, and both landscapes transform. When you cultivate a mindset of abundance, through gratitude, through vision, through positive expectation, through self-respect, you widen the channel so that health and wealth can move into your life without resistance. You begin living from the inside out, letting the inner state govern the outer results rather than the other way around. Visualizing prosperity activates vitality because the mind does not simply imagine. It creates, directs, and instructs. Every image you hold with intention becomes a blueprint for the body to respond to. The moment you form a clear mental picture of prosperity, abundance, or success, your nervous system reacts as if that image is already unfolding. Your breath shifts, your posture changes, your hormones adjust, your energy awakens, and your motivation begins to rise from within. The body listens to the orchestra of thoughts playing in your mind, and visualization becomes the conductor that sets the tone. When you visualize prosperity, you're not only creating a picture of financial success, you're summoning an inner sensation of expansion. Expansion in the mind produces expansion in the body. You feel more open, more capable, more willing. This shift triggers physical vitality because the body thrives on possibility. Hope, excitement, and positive expectation generate biochemical reactions that elevate your entire system. Your brain releases neurotransmitters that boost mood and focus. Your muscles relax, your breathing deepens, your cells receive the message that the environment is safe and supportive, which allows the body to shift from survival into growth. That's why people often feel a rush of energy just from imagining a future they genuinely desire. The image itself unlocks dormant parts of the mind that fuel motivation, clarity, and strength. The body senses the path opening ahead and begins preparing for it. Visualization becomes a kind of rehearsal, training your inner world so your outer world can follow. Florence Scovel Shinn spoke often about the power of the mental picture, emphasizing that whatever you see clearly, you eventually experience. But what she knew, and what many overlook, is that the mental picture affects you long before the physical manifestation arrives. It activates vitality immediately because the body reacts to the emotional tone of the vision, not the current circumstances. When someone visualizes themselves thriving, their energy automatically elevates. Instead of feeling stuck, they begin to feel inspired. Instead of hesitating, they begin to move forward. Instead of doubting themselves, they begin to trust that they are capable of reaching that vision. The visualization becomes both a compass and a catalyst. It shows them where they are going and gives them the vitality needed to take the steps. This is why athletes, performers, and successful people across every field practice visualization. They understand that the mind must experience the victory before the body can achieve it. Picture yourself holding prosperity, whether it's in the form of wealth, opportunity, confidence, or personal success. Picture yourself stepping into a life where your energy is strong, your body is healthy, and your choices align with your best self. When you visualize this clearly, your body begins to behave as if this is your new identity. Your habits start to shift. Your cravings change. Your motivation strengthens. Even your posture reflects a new sense of self-worth. Prosperity in the mind becomes vitality in the body. The reverse is also true. When the mental picture is clouded by fear, scarcity, or doubt, the body collapses inward. You feel drained, uncertain, unmotivated. Your energy leaks out into worry instead of fueling progress. This is not weakness, it is simply the natural reaction of a body responding to a vision that signals danger or insufficiency. That's why shifting your visualization from lack to prosperity has such a powerful effect. You're not only imagining a better life, you're giving your body permission to step out of survival mode. Visualizing prosperity also helps you make better decisions because it creates a sense of alignment. When you hold a vision of a healthy, abundant, powerful version of yourself, you subconsciously choose actions that match that identity. You drink more water, you sleep earlier, you move your body with more intention, and you treat yourself with more respect. The image becomes a guide that whispers, "This is who you are becoming. Stay aligned." And because the vision is emotionally charged, the choices feel natural instead of forced. Your subconscious mind loves clarity. When you give it a strong, positive image, it begins reorganizing your thoughts, behaviors, and even physical responses to match it. Prosperity as a vision is expansive and life-giving. It stimulates vitality because prosperity symbolizes growth, and growth is the natural state of the body when it feels safe, inspired, and supported. You can feel the difference instantly. Visualize yourself weighed down, stressed, struggling. Your energy drops, your breath tightens, your chest closes. Visualize yourself thriving, glowing, strong, prosperous. Your energy lifts, your breath opens, your mind clears. The difference is not imaginary, it is physiological. Visualization activates vitality because it communicates with the body in its own language. Images, emotions, sensations. The body responds more strongly to imagery than to words alone. You can tell yourself, "I am healthy" or "I am successful." But if the image in your mind contradicts the statement, the body doesn't fully respond. But when you create a vivid mental picture of the version of yourself you want to become, the body receives it instantly, almost like a command. It begins preparing for that reality, adjusting your internal state to match the picture. This is why visualization feels powerful. It is powerful. Visualizing prosperity also shifts your internal chemistry. Positive, expansive imagery reduces cortisol, increases serotonin, and stimulates neural pathways connected to motivation and reward. This biochemical reaction creates vitality, a sense of aliveness, enthusiasm, and readiness. It's the feeling of being switched on, as if your inner battery has suddenly found a new source of charge. You feel more capable because your body is now in harmony with your hope instead of your fear. And the beautiful part is that you don't need to visualize perfectly. You don't need to see every detail. You just need to feel the essence of prosperity, the ease, the freedom, the fullness, the confidence. That feeling is enough to awaken vitality. Your body responds to emotion, not precision. Allow the feeling to lead the picture rather than the picture forcing the feeling. Even a soft, gentle image of prosperity begins to shift your energy. When you consistently visualize prosperity, you begin building a new identity from the inside outward. You stop acting like someone who is trying to improve their life and start acting like someone who expects success. You stop reaching from desperation and start moving from alignment. You stop doubting your ability to change your body and start trusting your capacity to evolve. Prosperity becomes a state of being rather than a goal to chase. Vitality flows from that state because you are no longer resisting your own potential. You are stepping into it mentally before you step into it physically. And the body, loyal and responsive, follows the mind's lead. Holding abundance reshapes your daily choices because the moment you adopt the energy of fullness, everything you do begins to align with that inner state. When you feel abundant, you don't act out of fear, pressure, or desperation. You act from clarity, confidence, and self-worth. Abundance becomes a quiet force, guiding your decisions, influencing your habits, and shaping the way you show up in your own life. It isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, it doesn't push. It simply shifts your inner world so gently and so deeply that your outer actions begin to transform without force. You start choosing differently because you are feeling differently. When someone feels lack, even small choices feel heavy. Food becomes a battle, movement feels like punishment, rest feels like guilt, and every step forward feels like survival mode. Lack tells you that you're behind, you're not enough, and you must struggle to catch up. That mindset drains your energy before you even begin your day. But when you hold abundance, in your mind, in your breath, in your presence, the same choices suddenly feel lighter. You nourish your body because you feel worthy of nourishment. You move because it feels like a celebration of vitality, not a correction of flaws. You rest when you need to, because abundance teaches you that regeneration is part of growth, not a sign of weakness. Abundance creates space, and when there is space inside you, your choices become intentional instead of reactive. You no longer rush through meals or force yourself into routines that don't fit your life. You begin listening to your body with a sense of respect rather than impatience. You drink water earlier in the day, not because you're trying to fix yourself, but because you want to support yourself. You choose foods with colors and nutrients, not out of guilt, but out of alignment with the version of you that thrives. This is how abundance reshapes daily actions, by shifting the emotional tone behind them. The more you hold abundance, the more your identity stabilizes around the idea that you deserve to feel good. And when you feel deserving, your choices naturally elevate. You stop grabbing whatever is convenient and start choosing what is supportive. You stop skipping workouts because you're overwhelmed and start approaching movement as an act of self-honoring. You stop speaking to yourself harshly and start using language that reflects possibility. These shifts may seem small, but they accumulate, and over time, they build a foundation of consistent well-being. Florence Scovel Shinn often said that what you expect, you attract, and your expectations come from the state you choose to inhabit. When you expect scarcity, your choices tighten. When you expect abundance, your choices expand. Every day becomes a series of moments where you reaffirm the energy you're holding. Someone operating from lack thinks, I have to restrict myself. I have to push harder. I'm not where I should be. Someone holding abundance thinks, I am growing. I am becoming stronger. I choose what supports me. These internal dialogues shape behavior more than any external plan ever will. Holding abundance also changes your relationship with time. Instead of rushing, you begin to pace yourself with more intention. You stop feeling the urgency to overhaul everything at once. When you feel abundant, you trust the process. You allow changes to unfold gradually, knowing each aligned choice is building momentum. This patience creates consistency, and consistency creates transformation. Scarcity says, do it all now or you'll fail. Abundance says, continue choosing well and you can't help but succeed. Daily choices become clearer when you operate from a place of fullness rather than fear. You notice the difference in your mornings first. Instead of waking up thinking you're already behind, abundance lets you ease into the day with calm purpose. You hydrate sooner. You stretch without rushing. You breathe deeply before reaching for your phone. Your morning becomes a place of grounding rather than scrambling. The energy you choose in the morning often decides the quality of every choice that follows. which is why holding abundance at the start of your day becomes such a powerful anchor. Throughout the day, abundance changes how you approach challenges. Instead of reacting impulsively or emotionally, you respond from a grounded state. Stress doesn't shake you as quickly. You make decisions from perspective rather than panic. Whether you're choosing lunch, navigating a conversation, or deciding if you have the energy to exercise, abundance helps you choose what supports your well-being rather than what temporarily soothes your anxiety. One of the most profound effects of holding abundance is how it shifts your relationship with your body. When you feel abundant, you stop criticizing every detail. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop chasing perfection and start nurturing progress. This shift allows you to hear your body more clearly. Hunger cues, energy levels, tension, fatigue, inspiration. You no longer override your own signals out of fear. You work with your body instead of against it. This partnership leads to better choices because they are made with cooperation rather than conflict. Even your cravings begin to reflect your mindset. When you feel stressed, empty, or deprived, your body seeks quick comfort. But when you feel abundant, your cravings shift toward what keeps that abundance flowing. Lighter foods, hydration, movement, grounding practices, positive interactions. Your inner state becomes the filter for your desires. Holding abundance also changes how you set boundaries. You begin protecting your energy, your time, and your peace because abundance teaches you that you deserve to be supported. You say no more easily. You prioritize rest without guilt. You leave draining environments sooner. These choices, though subtle, dramatically affect your physical well-being because the body thrives when the mind feels safe. Even financially, the energy of abundance influences your daily habits. You stop spending impulsively and start spending intentionally. You invest in things that support your growth. You let go of the belief that taking care of yourself is a luxury and begin to see it as a necessity. This removes the stress of self-neglect and replaces it with the stability of self-respect. As the days go by, the cumulative effect of these abundance-driven choices becomes undeniable. Your energy increases, your mood stabilizes, your body feels more cooperative, your mind feels clearer. You begin waking up with the sense that life is on your side, not working against you. This inner harmony leads to outer harmony, not because you force it, but because you are aligned with it. Holding abundance is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing the emotional state that allows you to move through life with power instead of fear. When that state becomes your baseline, every daily choice, from what you eat to how you speak to yourself to how you spend your time, begins to reflect that fullness. Abundance is the root, and your choices are the branches growing from it.